Hello 60ers! Right, this is a video tutorial I suppose instead of doing a class, so I want you to listen to this, watch it back if you need to. Okay, this is using the trigonometry to find the area of the triangle. So far in our maths lives we have looked at triangles before, haven't we? So we know for any triangle, if that's the base, that's the perpendicular height, so back to junior cert, area is equal to half times base times height. Okay. We also looked at getting the area of the triangle in coordinate geometry of the line, or coordinate geometry I should say. Do you remember if we had 3 points, let's say up here, right? We had to move one corner, so normally the nearest corner, so this would go down here like that, and we just move the other two corners the same direction. So we move the triangle basically, and then we had that formula in the table, didn't we? You know, the one that's I think it's half x1 y2 minus x2 y1. Just check that, but that's something like that. Okay, so we looked at two ways of working out the area of a triangle. If it's given in the coordinate plane, we can do this. If it's given it's a normal triangle, we can do it that way as well, right? So what we're going to do today is just look at another method basically. So this is like a reference triangle, right? So let's focus in on this one. Right. This is how they label the triangles in the tables, by the way. So they have the capital B for an angle and small b for the length of the side opposite. Okay. So if we go by what we know so far, which is the area of the triangle is half times base times height. In this instance, it's half times a times height. Half times base, which is a, times height, isn't it? Now, if we look at this triangle here, standalone, watch my pen. Right? This one here, that's a right angled triangle if I use h as a side. So I can use the sine rule. Sine of B is equal to opposite, which is h, divided by c. If I multiply by c both sides, I get h is equal to c times sine b. Okay, so look, this is what we have for this triangle, half times a times h. If I put this in for h, I get half times a times c times sine b. Okay, and that's what they call the area of the triangle using the sine rule. Okay, the theory of that is in your book on page 403. What it does is it gives us, if we don't have, for example, h, we have an angle and two sides, it gives us another method to work out the area of a triangle. Now, very clearly, listen, the angle is here, so you must have the two sides that wedge the angle in, if that makes sense. They sandwich the angle. You can't use this side, and this angle. It has to be the two sides wedging the angle in. Right? So I'm going to do a couple of examples with you, then I'm going to set you some work to do in Google Classroom based on what I'm teaching you now. Okay? So I'm going to use examples from the book. So for example, so I'm on page 404. I'm going to copy question 1, part 1. Okay, so we've got triangle 8, 10, 37. Want to find the area. We have the two sides that sandwich the angle in, so I can use the sine rule. So the area is half times 8 times 10 times sine 37. Type in the calculator, you're done. Right? Let's look at question 2, part 2. Here we get in the triangle. It gives us 38 degrees here. It gives us 48 degrees there. I got 11 centimeters and 9 centimeters. Okay, so it's different here because I've got these two sides and these two angles. So we don't yet know, we will in a couple of days, how to work out this one for a non-right angle triangle. Okay, everything we've looked at until this lesson is a right angle triangle. So the area rule only works if we have this angle and these two sides. So what we need to do is work out this angle just from the angles inside the triangle. So 180 take away 38 take away 48 is equal to 94. Okay, now we have this angle and the two sides sandwiching it in. So the area is equal to half times 11 times 9 times sine 94. Type that in, off you go. Okay, so that's two scenarios. One is the ideal one where we've got the side and that. The other one is you've got to do one more step and work out the angle to have that. Alright, I'm going to look at one more question, then I'm going to put this up, and then I'm going to hopefully be good to go with some of these ones. Right, so if I go to question 7 on page 405. So we're using the same rule, a bit more problem solving I suppose, just different information. We have a triangle, I have x, I have 37, and I have 12. Right? And I'm also given, sorry about the camera, I'm also given in the question that the area is equal to 30. So area is equal to half. If I use letters, it's A, B, sine, C. So the two sandwich sides times the angle. So I know the area is 30, so we're just going to put the numbers in the right place. Half times, let's call A 12, B is x times sine 37. Right, so that's half of 12 is 6, isn't it? So 30 is equal to 6 sine 37 times x. Right, I've muddled that around because it's just for my next step, right? So multiplication doesn't matter where they go. So 6 times x times sine 37, 6 times 37 times x, it's the same thing. So we want to have x by itself. Let's divide both sides by 6 times sine 37. So divide 6 times sine 37, this side and this side. We get x is equal to 30 over 6 times AB, 30, 6 times sine 37. Okay, 8.3. Let's check the question. See if it gives us a decimal place. It says one decimal place, so 8.3 meters. Right. Okay, hopefully that's clear for you. If not, just give me a shout. Alright, so I'll put this up here. See you later, 6 years.